Hello YouTube friends, I hope you're doing well. I've got something very cool to show you today. The neighbours have just started doing a bit of the old chainsawing, so I hope that's not picking up on the microphone and not too annoying, but please excuse myself and the neighbours if there's a bit of a bzzz in the background. So I'm going to play something for you quickly and then I'm going to show you not only how I'm playing it, but more importantly kind of what I'm thinking, because then you can go off and make your own music, which is the theme of this channel. Is that I show you some of the stuff I do, but not so you can copy it, so that you can make your own stuff. That's the theme of this channel, and this video definitely fits under that concept. Let me play for you, and then we'll talk about some stuff you can play. That's the kind of concept. I call it like a tango sound, even though I know that's not kind of authentically musically correct. I call it a tango just because I have to call it something, I guess. Cool, so two chords, A minor, E major. Very simple, and if you've followed this channel for any length of time, you've played those plenty of times, but there's infinite variations of every chord, let alone every set of two chords. So we never are going to run out of musical material, even using very basic chords, if we're intelligent about it. Okay, so there's 5 basic, to play that boom, it's basically 5 hits. Fretting an A minor chord and I'm palm muting. The first one, open low A string with the thumb. Very easy. The next one's the most interesting of the lot. It's the rake. So one by one, you're hitting each string. I kind of lied about the palm muting. I'm leaving my top string unmuted. The reason I didn't tell you to do that is because it can be quite tricky. So a full palm mute is probably a lot simpler for the average player. If you're at a level where you can mute all the strings except the top string, you can do that. So that's a rake. Think of like in a cartoon, if like, I don't know, Roadrunner or Bugs Bunny or someone like falls down the stairs and go bop, 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 hitting every stair on the way down, bop, 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 bop. So we're hitting every string on the way down. It's actually the way up because we're going up in pitch. So that's the second, is that rake. From the A string all the way down to the top A string. The third movement after the rake is simply an upstroke striking the high string. So now we're up to, so that first finger just does an upstroke. And then you thumb plays the bottom E, and you rake again. That's the 5 moves. So I hope that makes sense. You might need to pause your device, and I suggest that you do. Pause, pick up the guitar, and try and get confident with that. And even if you progress no further at all with this lesson, but you get that cool sound in your repertoire, I'll feel like I've achieved something, and you should proudly feel like you've learned something today. If you've never done a rake like that before, those are really useful and cool sounds. So we can leave it at that. That's like phase 1 of the lesson. We can take it further. E chord. The right hand is doing essentially the same thing. Now that I'm fretting the second fret of the A string, I'm still plucking the A string first. It's now a B note though, which is cool because that's the note from the chord. So that's essentially an identical right hand fingering to the A chord. Just A chord, E chord. Hopefully you're still with me. And once again, you might just want to branch off there and go, cool, I've just learned this kind of progression or this kind of strumming thing. So you might just go and grab your guitar and do some other chords with the same picking. I would be really happy with that. The goal here is for me to inspire you to go and do your own thing. So what I was doing in the demonstration, I would play that round once, then I would improvise in A minor, or basically just A minor. Then I would change to E. So, if you're a beginner or kind of not as confident, not that you can't be confident, but an advanced player has probably already figured out what I'm going to say here. Or someone who knows my playing style has probably already figured out what I'm going to say. So here, to keep it simple for the lick, I'm going to give you the notes 0, 5, 7, 8. And you can play them in what order you want. And then that's for the more advanced players to fill in the whole A minor scale. Very quickly, I guess I can tell you, I'm skipping the G note. I'm skipping the 7 of the A because I want the E chord with its G sharp to be really exciting. So the scale that I'm using, it's not any official, it's basically an A minor scale missing the G note. 0, 1, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. So you can do that. Then we go to the E chord. And the scale I was using to improvise 0, 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. That's something worth thinking about. So I was going like that. So 1, pull off, and then open low E string. So I was playing a scale note, pulling off, playing the low string. That can be a really fun sound, so you might pick that up from today. I try to make my lessons short, so I don't want to blabber on and on and on and on today. But I hope that I have inspired you, whether by showing you the string rake, that very basic A minor E progression, the way you can alternate between playing a chord, playing a lick, playing a chord, playing a lick, or maybe also the idea of leaving a note out of a scale. That doesn't happen often enough. Sometimes you take a basic scale, but by choosing only some rather than all of the notes, that can become the melodic flavor of what you're playing, which is what we did with the A scale. We left the G note out. Or that pull off, low, triplet. That can actually be really cool. So I hope whoever you are, wherever you are, that you learned something today and that you're feeling great about playing the guitar, because now it's time to turn off the screen and pick up your guitar. Thank you so much.